Hi, welcome to the weekly roundup on #Brant. Let's get right to it. I have one thing to say before I actually get started. It's 37 years ago that we lost John Lennon, and I would just like to say that there are still some of us around, a lot of us actually, that imagine what John imagined. And we'll get there eventually. It's going to take mankind a while, but we are going to give peace a chance eventually. All right, so useless information for this week is 12. What is 12? 12 is the largest number that is only a one-syllable word. 12. So now everybody listens going, that's 13, no, that's 14, that's 15. I'm telling you, 12, that's it. Doesn't matter how much further you go, numerically, once you go past 12, everything has more than one syllable. And that is completely useless information. I have no idea what you'll use that for, but the next time you hear the word 12, you're going to go, oh, it's one syllable. Yeah, who cares? All right, cool. So, this is something that has plagued me for a very, very, very long time. And I've run into it recently within the last few weeks. You'll see I have with written down here. Okay, so here's what happens. Typically you're talking to somebody on the phone when this happens, but I have had it happen in person. Somebody will say, I need the dimensions of something. So you give them the height, the depth, and the width. The height, the depth, and the width. And then they'll go, yeah, but how long is it? That is the width. That's how long it is. And then you explain that to them, and some people are still dumb enough to go, yeah, but how long is it? It's the same as the width. My head explodes. Not literally, but figuratively, because I can't imagine what people are thinking. Do you think there's another dimension besides the height and the width? There's only three of them. The height, the width, and the length, the depth, or the whatever you want to call it. I've started to confuse myself. Width and length are the same thing. Stop being so dense. Yay, bonus hit. All right, DNR. So, in Miami, Florida, it was sometime earlier this year. I don't know exactly when, because I couldn't seem to find the date. But what happened was an emergency room had a gentleman come in, and he had a tattoo on his chest. It said, do not resuscitate, and then it had his signature. So they had to go to the ethics committee, because initially they were going to work on him, and then somebody went, wait, he has do not resuscitate on his chest. So what are we going to do with that? Well, let me see. Well, we don't know. Well, we go to the ethics committee, and the ethics committee says, yeah, no, you can't resuscitate him. Well, somebody raised the point, what if that was a tattoo that he got, but then he regretted it later on? Look, let me explain something to you. There is no more direct way to get a message to somebody when you're unconscious than to have it on your chest. Because that's typically where they start working if you have heart failure, is on your chest. So if it says, do not resuscitate, and my signature, and then I decide that maybe that was a bad idea and I do want to be resuscitated, a couple of things are going to happen. I'm either going to go to my tattoo artist and go, dude, you want to block that out? Maybe put a butterfly on there, or a bunch of butterflies or something. Or maybe below it I put, JK, LO, please save me. If it says do not resuscitate and my signature's there, don't resuscitate me, because I've signed the damn thing. I don't know why this was so hard for people to figure out. I understand it's life and death and all that. I understand that, I know, but I'm not a doctor, so I don't have to worry about that shit. But do not resuscitate. I would think it'd be fairly simple to figure out. Anyway, toss in a couple of markers. They're doing all kinds of stuff this week. I love it. So that's the end of that. I have nothing to say to end that. So, all right, so I'm going to get to one of my favorite stories this week. I've entitled it Fish Tales, but the star of the story, apparently on BBC's Blue Planet 2. Let me check my notes. Yes, Blue Planet 2. It showed a puffin who had made, apparently, like a 60-mile round trip to find a fish for his family to take back to, you know, his wife and kids. Is that what puffins call? I don't know. Pufflings, I think, is what they actually call baby puffins, which is pretty damn cute. But anyway, so he catches this fish. And you can find the footage online. So he's flying along, he's got this fish in his claws, and then another bird shows up. They are called skuas. I said I wasn't going to say this wrong. Skuas, I think that's what they're called. It's another Arctic fish. And the skua comes along, and he flies in close to the puffin, and he steals a fish. And apparently, a lot of people lost their shit, like the poor puffin. He lost his fish. He was taken home to his family. What about the fish? Nobody's thinking about the fish, this poor guy is swimming in the ocean. He's going to the bank. He's going to see his buddy Bob. Whatever. He's swimming along, and some puffin comes along and just pulls him out of the ocean. And then while he's going, holy shit, what's going on here? Some other bird comes along and goes, nope, you're coming home with me. Nobody even thought about the poor fish. It was poor puffins because you didn't know I spoke another language, did you? It's because puffins are cuter than fish, apparently. I don't know. Who knew? Maybe they're not, but people are concerned about the puffin. Hashtag Brant, we're concerned about the fish. All right, so this will be the last time I will mention this next person here. I've entitled this particular segment, Mike who? Mad Mike Hughes. This is the doorknob that decided that he was going to launch a rocket up into space. He was going to prove that the Earth was flat. There was an interview with him, and he has admitted that all this prep going up to it and talking about it was just a publicity stunt. He was just trying to get his name in the news. So I am done with Mike Hughes. I will not talk about him because if that's all he wants, I mean, we knew that he wasn't going to accomplish anything anyway. But if he's not actually going to do anything, he's not actually going to go up in space and like blow himself up so I can make fun of him, well, what good is he to me? None. That's what good he is to me. So, okay, we're going to end this with something new. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have one of these every week, but I do have one this week. Don't forget, width and length, same thing. So, I call this Weird English because I couldn't think of a better name than that. So, here we go. Weird English. So, booby trap. B-O-O-B-Y-T-R-A-P. P. I hope my English teacher isn't watching. Or my, I don't know, would it be English? Who taught us to write? Was our English teacher?
Language arts.
Oh, language arts, okay. Did they call it that in like grade 5 and stuff though? I'm getting nods from the audience, which it consists of 2 people. So, booby trap. I'm easily distracted. When spelled in reverse, spells P-A-R-T-Y B-O-O-B. Party boob! That's the Weird English for this week. I'll see you next week with some more stories. Have a good one.